What's up, guys? Music fan here, and today I'm gonna be doing a quick review of At the Drive-In's third EP, El Gran Orgo, released in 1997. Um, because it's after midnight, so I figured I'd do it tonight, because I won't have any time to do it tomorrow. So sorry if I go a little bit quick in this review. So anyway, let's get right down to the EP. So now, few things are immediately apparent on this EP. This marks the only At the Drive-In release that does not feature Jim Ward, and this also marks the transition of Omar Rodriguez Lopez's role from being the bass guitar of Acrobatic Tenement to being the guitar player. And this EP also marks the debut of bassist Paul Hinojos and drummer Tony Hajar, which they make their recording debut in this EP. So these different factors marks a turning point in excuse me, in their music and in their sound, and and it kind of solidifies their final lineup for most of the members. So now the sound of this EP reminds me a lot of El Paso. The band sort of made a conscious return to the inexperienced sound of that EP. This time though, they approach it with more experience, and with more ferocity, and they just let loose completely like this. I mean, they were always an energetic band on record before, but this time it becomes more apparent. It's sort of like Alfaro, but with more skill and precision in their attack in the songs. The material here is just so melodic and and more akin to their classic punk rock roots than their post-hardcore albums of the few that will come up later, but yet they hint greatly at their post-hardcore future in this EP. I think you know the El Gran Orgo is a little bit more melodic than Acrobatic Tenement, but the musical depth and the heartfelt emotion is probably just as apparent as it was in that album, let alone even more apparent in this EP. I mean, some of the intensity and power of these performances reminds me a lot of what's going to turn up on the Via EP and Relationship of Command. Like songs like Fahrenheit and Writer Month Novelty, Picket Fence Cartel. A lot of those songs kind of like, they're really reminiscent. They kind of have those intense energy, and they really kind of hint at what they're gonna do in Via and Relationship. So favorite song for me is kind of tough, but it has to be Give It a Name, because it sounds like a fusion of their pop punk past and their post-hardcore future. I think both those extremes in At the Drive-In's music really come together in that song to me. It has great drive, great energy, and awesome songwriting on there too. I mean, the songwriting here is the same as Tenement, but I think you get a hint of the lyrical complexity that will turn up on Via and Relationship, let alone also in Casino Out. I love that song. It has a great energy to it. Give It a Name. Also, favorites of mine has to be Writer Month Novelty, Fahrenheit, and Picket Fence Cartel. Least favorite song has to be the intermission between Writer Month Novelty and Fahrenheit. Yeah, I really don't know about that one. I mean, I know they might have been trying to be funny here and put a song to break the tension of the EP, but I don't know. I kind of think it's an utter distraction here. It's a song like about like, "Ah, I'm a vampire," like, and I'm gonna, I really don't know about that song. I don't know. I think it should have been cut out. They should have cut that one out. But anyway, that's my least favorite. Now let's get down to the 3-point grading system. Hopefully you guys know this already. The music originality, songwriting, and then the release as a whole. The music here is just awesome. Like it's very catchy, fiery, visceral, and more passionately energetic. And yet it's infused with this melody. It's more melodic. At the same time, it's also much more, has that energy to it. And they're just getting better and better with each passing release, and I think it's awesome the way they progressed from how they started out with El Paso up to here. Some missteps here and there, but it's a nice introduction to what we'll see, especially in the next album, In Casino Out. So music gets a 4 out of 5 for me. Songwriting here is just as awesome. I think the song Fahrenheit is a perfect example of the lyrics, and I love the songwriting in that song. Ironically, it reminds me a lot of Metronome Arthritis off of Via. It's kind of like this, it's kind of murder mystery type of thing that happens in both those songs, I think. So the lyrics are somewhat akin to Tenement's lyrics, but it's more clear, it's more concise. So songwriting gets a 4.5 out of 5. And as for the EP as a whole, I mean, the EP is fantastic. Like I said before, this marks a turning point between their classic punk past and where they're going to be headed in their post-hardcore future. And it's not my favorite At the Drive-In EP, but it's an awesome one nonetheless. So El Gran Orgo gets a 4.5 out of 5 for me. So yeah, that's my quick album EP review. And oh, one more thing. A lot of people have been wondering of who's the person that sings in Winter Month Novelty that says "Bite the hand that feeds." It's actually Omar. Omar is the one who actually sings that one. If you look up Rolodex Propaganda, the live performance in the Electric Ballroom in England, if you look up that performance on YouTube and hear Omar sing, you can tell that hearing Omar sing that song live and then this particular song, you really do get a. It is really Omar. I happen to think it's really Omar because I cannot. It's unmistakable. To me, it's unmistakable that it's Omar, and it's very similar. I think he really does sing in that song. So that's El Gran Orgo, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful spring break and enjoyed the review. And Music Fan signing out. See you guys next time.